Hey everybody, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome to another shelf review of the Dice Tower Library. Today we're looking at shelf 1C. As we just go through, look at these games, and I tell you why I decided to keep them in the library, what I think of the games, etc. So here we go. We're going to start here with Volt. Volt is a game from Emerson Matsuuchi. It's a robot programming game, really well done one. I mean, you actually can put this up against Robo Rally, but it's just straight combat. But it does it in a really fun, entertaining way, and it's only 30 minutes long, which is pretty impressive. Has a little plastic robots in it. It's just a fun little game. The brass games. So brass Lancashire, and I got two brass Birminghams. Now, these are very popular games. When brass originally came out, which is not in the library, it was essentially the same game as brass Lancashire here. But this is the slightly redone version. I mean, they're all redone. But he slightly modified the rules in these, and these are much more popular. It's one of the few games that I have more than one copy in the library. All these games, especially the Birmingham ones for sure, are upgraded. They have poker chips in them. They're really nice. Also, I don't like them. I don't like brass at all. But it would be foolish for me not to put such a popular game in the library. This is one of the ones that's checked out consistently in our library. Then we go over here to Samurai. Samurai is a Reiner Knizia game that actually works really well with 3 players. Now, this is an old-timey game in a sense. This is a reprint of it from Fantasy Flight. And I don't know how much people today want to play it. Back in the day, this was a very highly touted game, and it especially works well for 3 players, as you're just trying to control different spots in the board that you will then keep to get points. Just recommend it. Everdell. Well, here's another one with 2 copies in it. Everdell from Game Salute is a game that, man, just has taken the world by storm. People really like this game, as evidenced by the many, many, many expansions for it. Now, those are the same game. You can see, though, the different sides of the boxes have a very different look to them. But both of these have the wooden tree inside, because the tree that comes in the original game just fell apart. You don't even need the tree. And I think I have a couple expansions on the expansion shelf. But again, so popular, it needs there to be twice. I like it, not as much as everyone else does. I mean, I think it's fine, but yeah, again, very popular. Spike. Now, here's an interesting game that a lot of people haven't played probably. I really enjoy this game, even though the looks of it aren't fantastic. But here you're connecting the Transcontinental Railroad in America. But where is that spike going to be put? Down in the middle. And you are building paths, hoping that it will eventually follow the path that you build. Some paths, there's a better chance it will take those paths or connect to those cities, but you're picking different cities you want it to connect to. And some cities have a bit higher chance of connecting to them, but they're worth fewer points. It's a nice, interesting train game that's unlike anything else. You might dislike train games. You still should check out Spike. Abyss. Abyss here, which I believe has 1 expansion in it, and the other expansions on the expansion shelf, because both expansions are very highly regarded. In fact, I haven't played the second expansion. I played the one with the black pearls in it. But either way, a beautiful game. Gorgeous game. Cool components, but just plays really well. I know this is a game that Z likes quite a bit. It's a Catala game, but I have a lot of high opinion of this one also. Porto. Now, if there was a game on this shelf that's going to come off the shelf and disappear, Porto is that game. I like Porto a lot. It's a simple collecting cards game and then building buildings. It has a nice artwork to it. It has a nice style to it, which is why it's in the library. But it's really not very well known, and if I need space, this is one of the games that will probably, unfortunately, be pulled off. But I like it, and I'd be willing to play it with folks. Now we have Bunny Kingdom. Now, Bunny Kingdom's popular for a couple reasons. 1, Bunny Kingdom's designed by Richard Garfield, but 2, it's just a really good drafting game. The reason I have 2 copies is because it's fairly popular. It's just on the cusp of anything I would need 2 of. But I have the expansion in one of them, and it's a little hard to disengage the expansion. So I'm keeping the expansion in one box, and then the other box is clean. I do have special 3D printed boxes to hold all the pieces and to put the little carrots and stuff in. I've upgraded these, and I really like the way the upgrades look. But this is one of my favorite drafting games. Then we have Quantum. Quantum is a game that uses dice in unique ways. The different sides of the dice display different kinds of spaceships and powers you have. It's almost a chess-like game. It's a game I enjoy, although there's some people who really love it. This game was in mass market for a while, which I found to be very impressive. But I like Quantum. I think it's a unique game, and it's one that if you come to the Dice Tower Library and you're like, I want to play something that feels different than everything else, then Quantum is your game. Then we have Santa Monica. Santa Monica is a really pretty game where you're building the pier here. It's a lighter game than many other ones, as you basically are just drafting cards, putting these cards in front of you, and collecting different people, trying to have those people go to the right spots and score as many points as you can. The art is certainly going to be an asset to this one. This one has now been in the library for a little over a year. It came out at Dice Tower West. I put it on a hot games table briefly. It's one I don't know that has had a lot of lasting strength to it, but AEG games look really cool and play very smoothly for the most part, so it's in the library. And there you go, folks. That is Shelf 1C in the Dice Tower Library. We got many, many more shelves to go. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching the Dice Tower.